Right, hello, welcome back. We are back with the Tourstriker Playmate. The other day I mentioned that we will be looking at some driver swings, so that is tonight what we're going to be doing. So, without further ado, let's get that big stick out, let's get into it. Right, hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jack, this is Jack Lee Golf. We did a video on this Tourstriker Playmate the other day, so if you've not watched that, make sure you go over and do so. On that video, I'll give you a demonstration on how we use this and how it can benefit your golf. I didn't go into depth about how we can use it with the driver, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. First things first, setup wise, we have got the short green band. So there's 2 green bands and 1 red band. We are using the short green band today. And we're using it the same way as what you would the pitching demo that I did the other day. So club connector goes on about 3 or 4 inches down from the bottom of the grip. Slightly different to the pitching setup, whereas we use this little hole here, we now use a slightly bigger one because it's a slightly thicker shaft. Don't stop it. So 3 or 4 inches down, tighten that up again. This clip stays to the right hand side of the golf club. Oh, also before I get into this, there's a big giveaway on the channel, so if you've not entered that already, make sure you go do so. Right, so we're on, that's good. Clip to the right hand side of the golf club. Little clip on the little green band goes on the club connector, big clip goes on here. Now one thing that I'm noticing straight away, just as I made a few practice swings then, is that the clip is just moving around a little bit, so make sure you get it as tight as what you possibly can. And you may just have to keep making slight adjustments to it every time that you've done a swing, but not too much of a pain really. So as tight as you can, right, and then it's a case of going through the protocols exactly the same as what we did the other day. So the main checkpoints for me are that the club head stays inside, the handle stays inside the band on the way back, so we create this nice one-piece takeaway. You still feel a little bit of tension to start with before we do the one-piece takeaway. So we get to there and then it's take it to the top of the backswing, but feel as though the shaft is more vertical than what you normally would. From there we've got some space to shallow it and then move into a downswing. One proviso with the driver is that you won't be able to make the same aggressive full follow through as what you normally do, because length of band, you can get like kind of tangled up. So if I were to do that, I'll show you what happened. We're coming to that kind of a follow through type thing. So your follow through is going to have to be abbreviated like it is a pitch shot, but my favourite thing about this is it's going to help you with all those feelings in transition that you need with the driver, because we see so many people get too far stuck in here on the way back and then they launch it over the top, and then we see you're in all sorts of trouble with this. So I'm going to stop yakking now. I'm going to hit a few golf shots. So you'll always see me going through my practice swings to start with, going through the protocols. So grip stays inside this green band, and then we're up to the top, shaft slightly steeper than normal, and then we're shallowing in the downswing. My mum's watching me, got a crowd of 1 people tonight, so I'll just try a couple of smooth ones to start with. The tricky one for me, being quite a handsy golfer, this is perfect for me because it really stops me whipping that club face closed on the way through, so that's the feeling that I need to emphasise the most. Another good thing about this is it really does keep you turning as you come moving into impact. So if you're someone where you see the body stall and hands want to flip, again, this is only going to want to happen more with the driver because you're trying to get more energy out to that club head. So that kind of a move only makes sense. It's good, it keeps that face nice and passive, and that's what we're after. If you think about it, the squarer that you live in that club at impact, the straight you're going to hit a golf shot. So driver setup as normal. One-piece takeaway, that's such a good move that there, you know, because like we discussed on the video the other day, the bad one is where you want to whip the club head inside the hands and get that face open early. It's so hard to manage and control that club face from there. You have to do all sorts of funky stuff, so it really does get you in these prime positions. That were a better swing. So as you can say, I'm rotated, relocated. That's what the guy who invented this likes to say quite a lot. Handles in a beautiful position there, club face mega controlled. The hardest feeling for me at the moment is really keeping that handle in front of this band on the way through, so that requires a lot of rotation and just a bit more holding off, because as is always the case for me, the bad one is that where we get the flip. So oops. Right, so there you go, that was Tourstriker Playmate with a driver. So just a couple of little setup changes there. It's the same as how you would set it up with the pitching setup as I did the other day, but using the big circle, the big clip on the connector and not the little one. If you've liked this video and you want to see me do more with the Tourstriker Playmate, please make sure you leave in comments in the comment section below. Like I said, check out that giveaway that I'm doing on the channel at the minute. And then apart from that, do the usuals, like, share, subscribe. Till tomorrow, see you then. Stay indoors, stay safe. Laters, bye.